Hi everyone, welcome back to Precision. I'm Anish. So today I will be solving the GATE 2017 paper for EE, which was conducted by IIT Roorkee. So many of you guys were requesting that do a similar video like what Himanshu has done, that solve the GATE question paper live in front of you. Of course, I will not solve the whole GATE question paper. I have obviously forgotten all the concepts like the formulas and all, but I will tell you my thought process. If I would have faced a similar question, then how I would have solved it. Okay, so we will just go through it briefly. I'll just show you my techniques, and also I have a bit of sore throat, so just bear with me if the throat is not great. So that's why I am not able to record that good. So the voice also won't be of the highest quality. So let's start. I'm assuming that I have studied few subjects like I'm confident in network analog control power electronics, maths, EMFT, and measurement. Okay, in these subjects I'm confident. It's not sure that I will score these subjects, but I will try to attempt these questions from these topics, from these subjects. And my assumption is I did not study power systems, and all other subjects are decent, like machines and the few other subjects which are left, right? They are decent, like signals, all those things. Okay, so my method was to solve the aptitude section first. Then I used to go to the technical section because I was pretty confident in aptitude. Aptitude generally comes easy, so I tried to gain my confidence. Now it will change depending on how your procedure was, but I used to attempt my mock test with aptitude first, then the technical subject. So I will first of all go to the aptitude section. In this case, the aptitude is at the end, so we'll directly go to the aptitude section and solve the aptitude questions. So just let me scroll down. If I scroll down, after this, I think after 12:55, yeah. From here, right, the aptitude question comes. So this is the first question. I will read this question. This is like a English. Okay, so English, right, are sometimes hit and miss. So I will try to read the question. After Rajendra Chola returned from his voyage to Indonesia, he dashed to visit the temple in Thanjavur. It is like something past, right? Because he already has visited Indonesia, so it will be something he wished to, or he had wished to. But like, what can be the valid one? So it will not be like he had wished to. It is not matching with the sentence here. And he is wishing. This is also not matching. He was wishing. No, this is also not matching because it is a past tense. It is not past continuous. This is some past tense. Although I am not expert in English, but according to me, he wished to visit the temple will be correct. But I'm not 100% sure here. But still, like, I'm confident enough that this will be the correct, because in English I'm not totally confident. But still, this much confidence I have, I will tick mark this one because I feel like this is the correct answer. So I'll tick mark this. Okay, this is matching with the English. So sometimes English is hit and go. Okay, let's read the next question. Research in the workplace reveals that people work for many reasons. Money besides money, money besides money. So like, this is a like very common phrase. Besides money is a very common phrase, right? I hope you have heard this. Like, besides money, there are many other reasons to research in the workplace. So yeah, obviously option D will be the correct answer here. English questions are easy. Sometimes English questions are difficult. Those obviously are hit and miss. Okay, let's read the next question. Rahul, Murali, Srinivas, Arul are seated around a square table. Rahul is sitting to the left of Murali. So I will write here, Rahul is sitting to the left of Murali. So Murali is here and Rahul is at the left of Murali. Okay. Then what they're telling me? Srinivas is sitting to the right of Arul. So Srinivas is to the right of Arul. Okay. Srinivas is to the right of Arul. So Arul is here, this is Srinivas, and Rahul is here. Which of the following pairs are seated opposite to each other? Okay, and what does it mean? All of them are seated in a square table. If they are seated in a square table, right, then they have to follow this orientation. Like, this is a square table. I will just draw the square table. This is a square table. So they tell me Murali, Rahul is on the left of Murali, and Srinivas is on the right of Arul. So of course, if I draw the square table and I see A and M, that is Arul and Murali are both opposite, and Rahul and Srinivas are opposite. So Srinivas and Arul, no. Rahul Murali, no. Rahul Murali are beside to each other. Srinivas, Rahul, yes. Srinivas and Rahul are opposite to each other. Okay, so Srinivas and Srinivas and what does it mean? Which of the following pairs are seated opposite to each other? So Srinivas and Rahul, what I can observe, are opposite to each other. So option D will be the correct in this case. Okay. So according to me, option D will be correct. Let me just recheck this once more. So Rahul is sitting to the left of Murali. Okay, Rahul is sitting to the left of Murali, and Srinivas is sitting to the right of Arun. Okay, actually this is right. I have done mistake. So sometimes you have to cross check. So here I again cross check the question with whether I drawn everything correct or not. So what I can see is that if I am from Arun perspective, right? If I am seeing from here, Srinivas is on the left. Okay, Srinivas is actually on the left, not on the right. So I have drawn the diagram wrong. Okay, it will be something like this. Arun will be here and Srinivas would be there. Sometimes you have to recheck the question, whatever you have drawn is correct or not. So I can see that now it is correct. If I move my, I will place my place in the Arul and I will see right. If I see on the right hand side, I see Srinivas is there. So now this diagram is correct. So I was making a mistake. So this is not correct. Sometimes you have to like stop and see whether whatever you have drawn right, this case is correct or not. So now I will cross check again which are opposite. So Arul and Rahul are opposite. Arul and Rahul and Srinivas and Murali are opposite. Srinivas and Murali. So option C will be correct. Okay. So just sometimes you have to cross check. Now let's move on to the next question. The probability that a k-digit number does not contain 059. What is the probability that the k-digit number will not contain 059? So how to solve these type of questions? Let's first think a simpler case. Let me think I have a one-digit number. So what is the probability that it will not contain 059? So like how many different one-digit number can I have? I can have from 0 to 9. That is how many? So it is 9 minus 0 plus 1 because 1x plus y, because 0 is also a number, right? So like this, I hope you know. This I have taught in my course. I will not explain here. So it will be simply 10. So I have total 10 digits, 10 different cases I can have. Okay. Now I don't want 0, 5 and 9. So I will remove those. So I have only 7 options left. So 7 divided by 10. That is a probability for a single digit. Okay. Now what about for k digits? For k digits, what will happen? Again, for two digits, first digit is fixed, that I cannot have any option. Next digit also I cannot have 0, 5 and 9. And how many options I have? So these are my digits, right? So here I have only 7 options. Here I have only 7 options. Here I have only 7 options, like, until k digits. So basically it will be 7 raised to power k and divided by 10 raised to power k, because this is the total number of options and this is the favorable options. So it will be 7 by 10k, that is 0.7k. Okay. So this was not that difficult. This was pretty straightforward, I think. Okay. So this will be option C. Okay. Okay. I missed this question. Let us solve also this question. Find the smallest number y such that y cross 162 is a perfect cube. Okay. Now this is a bit difficult. So I have to find out the factors of this. So like you can simply just put these numbers and check which one is a perfect cube. You can use the gate calculator. I can use the gate calculator here as well. So what I will do, I will solve it using two methods. Like let's solve it using the easier method. So I will write 162. I am using the gate calculator in the phone. That is also you do in your, like, while you are attempting the mock test. 162 times 24. Now if I take the under root of this, or like not under root, cube under root. So it is not a perfect cube. Let me multiply 27 into 162. Then if I take the cube root of this, again it is not a perfect cube. 32 into 162. It is also not a perfect cube. 36 into 162. 36 into 162. Yeah, it is a perfect cube. Like this, right? If I multiply this, it becomes a perfect cube. But the cube root of this is 18. Okay. So like you can either solve using the gate calculator, or what you can do, you can simply write here 162 into 36. Then you can write the factors. Okay, and then combine the factors. That also you can do. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Like there might be few interruptions because like I have a sore throat and my health is also not good. So let's go to the next question. Next question is like a what is a comprehensive type question. So the hold of the nationalist immigration on our colonial past is such that anything inaccurately or improperly nationalist is just not history. Okay, so like they're asking like which is reflecting the author's opinion. Nationalists are highly imaginative. Okay, the whole of nationalist imagination. History is viewed through the filter of nationalism. Our colonial past never helped. So this, right, as like I'm feeling like I'm not understanding this currently. So I can mark for review this one. I will mark for review and I will come to this later. It may happen like right now I'm anyway solving it in a fast manner, so I'm skipping this. But you can mark for review and then move on to the next one. You will come back to this later. Okay, 6 people are seated in a circular table. Okay, 6 people are there in a circular table. There are at least 2 men and 2 women. So there are at least 2 men and 2 women. Okay, so 2 men and 2 women. I write this down in your rough notebook as well. You'll get a scribble. So there you scribble this information. Else you have to read the question again if you don't write these things down while reading the question first time. There are at least 3 right-handed persons. Okay, 3 right-handed person. Then every woman has a left-handed person to her immediate right. So every woman has a left-handed person to her immediate right. Okay, none of the women are right-handed. None of them. There are 2 women and none of them are right-handed. Okay. Okay, there are at least 2 men and 2 women. At least there are 2 women and 2 women. There can be more. And none of the women are right-handed. So woman is not right-handed. Okay. The number of women at the table. So very interesting question. So let me break this down. I have at least 2 men and 2 women. That is for sure. And none of the women are right-handed. And every woman has a left-handed person to their immediate right. So basically every woman will have a woman at their right, because none of the women are right-handed. Every woman is left-handed. So I can have a woman here. Okay, so above right to the right hand side of this woman I have a woman. Okay, but to the right hand side of this woman I can have another woman or a man. That is also a possibility. Okay, I will explore that possibility later. Let me just draw the man as well. Now they are telling me that there are 3 right-handed peoples. There are 3 right-handed people. So if there are 3 right-handed people, so what can happen is that either this man can be here or a woman can be here. But now I'm at the middle of the question, and like I'm feeling like this is too much for me. I'm not able to comprehend this question right now. It is taking lengthy. Okay, so you can solve this question. It's totally up to you. It depends like how you feel. Currently I'm feeling I'm not able to solve it. So what I will do, I will mark my paper. Okay, I have a paper, so I will turn it a bit, so that rough notebook I will turn it a bit, so that later on I'll come back to this. So I will mark this for review. Now let's solve the next question. So the expression x plus y mod of x minus y divided by 2 is equals to what? So this x minus y, right, can be 2 things. Either it can be, this is very simple, x plus y minus of, simple, it can be positive as well. So this will be simply x minus y divided by 2. So this will be y, or it can be this as well. So it will be x plus y minus of x minus y divided by 2. So this is coming out to be, this will be x. So like I'm either getting x or y. So either it will be maximum of x and y or minimum of x and y. Now which is the correct answer here? So what I'm observing is I'm getting y when this x minus y is positive. When will this x minus, because this like this mod sign I'm removing it as positive. So x minus y is positive. So x minus y has to be greater than 0. That is x has to be greater than 0. Sorry, x has to be greater than y. So y is minimum. Y is the lower value here. That's why I'm getting the y. Here it is opposite. X minus y will be negative, right? Then only mod sign will come out with a negative sign. So y, so x is less than y. So here x is minimum. So I'm getting the answer whichever is minimum. So it will be minimum of both x and y. Okay, it will be minimum of both x and y. So option B will be correct. So now I will move on to the next question. This is again like many names are there. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling like doing it. So I will skip this. I'll mark for review and then solve it later on. Okay. Let's solve this. Now this is very interesting question. The contour line joins location having same height above the sea level. Okay. So these are all levels. And this contour line is the level. This is denoting a level. The following is a contour plot of geographical region. Contour lines are shown at 25-meter intervals in this plot. If in a flood the water rises 525 meters, which of the villages gets submerged? Okay, so this, right, each contour lines are at 25 meters apart. Now they have told me that this contour line is at 450 meters. So what will be the height of this contour line? This will be at 475 meters. This will be 500. Now water level rises till 525. So if water level rises till 525, anything below or equals to 525, they will all submerge. So this is 500. This will be 525. So this, right, this contour is 525. Okay, What is included? This R is included, right, in this control. This P is at the top. So P won't be submerged, but R will be submerged. Okay. So R is submerged. What about other villages? So this right is 550, and this will be what? This will be one below, right? One level down. This will be 525. So Q is between 525 and 550. So it is something greater than 525. So Q won't be submerged. Okay. Q won't be submerged. So Q won't be submerged. What about T? T, this line is 525, this line is 500. So it is between 500 and 525. So of course T will be submerged because it is lower than 525. So T will be submerged. Okay, T will get submerged. Now what else do we have? So here if I see that where is P is here. P will not be submerged. S. What about S? So this is 450. So this will be 475. Correct? So S will also be submerged. S will also be submerged. So of course S will be submerged. So R, S and T, all of them will be submerged. So C will be the correct answer of this question. So this is how I will solve these are questions. These were a bit comprehensive, right? So I will solve this later on because I'm not comfortable in this right now. Okay, so I can mark this for you and I will move on to the technical section now. Sorry for taking breaks because my throat is not very good. Health is also not very good. That's why I have to continuously drink a bit of water. So let's start with the technical section. So first question is mathematics and linear algebra, and I'm very confident in linear algebra, so I'll obviously try to solve this. So I have been given a matrix here. They're telling me it has three distinct eigenvalues, and one of its eigenvector is this. Which of the following can be another eigenvector of A? So what you can do, right? Either you can either you can find the eigenvalues from there. You can find the eigenvectors, or what you can do, you can directly multiply this because what does eigenvector property follow? It follows ax equals to lambda into x. So I can do this as well. So I'll do this. So ax into lambda into x. So x is for, I will choose option A. Option A, what will be A times x? A times x will be this 3 by 2 into 0. This 0, this will be minus of half. This will be minus of half. This will be row into column. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0 again. And this, like from the first element itself, I can observe that I'm getting a minus of, which is not a scalar multiple of this, right? It is like scalar multiple of 0 will be 0 only, any scalar multiple. So of course I will stop here. I will not continue. I will stop here because like this is not a scalar multiple, because in the right hand side I should get a scalar multiple of x itself. So of course this is not the correct answer. Let's do this. So again I will do that same, ax equals to lambda into x. So this will be t 3 by 2 times minus 1. So this will be minus 3 by 2. This is 0 and this is 0. So this is all 0. And okay, this is minus 3 by 2. Okay, I made get a scalar multiple here. The next row, let us do, this is 0. This is 0. This is 0. Everything is 0. Okay, fine. Again, it is fine. This is minus of. I'm getting minus of here. Okay, but actually in reality I should get 0 because I will get scalar multiple of this, right? Which is not, scalar multiple of 0 should be 0. So I'm getting minus of. Again, this option is eliminated. Okay, let's solve this one. So if I solve this one, how would what will I get? So this will be ax into lambda into x. So this will be minus, this will be 3 by 2 into 1. So this will be 3 by 2. This will be 0. This will be again minus half. So this will be minus 1 by 2. Now middle is, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. So it will be 0. Last one, this is half. This is minus 3 by 2. Okay, half minus 3 by 2. So what am I getting? I'm getting some scalar multiple, which is correct, because what I'm getting this as 1, this is minus 1, this is 0. Yes, it is exactly a scalar multiple. This is 1 0 minus 1. 1 0 minus 1. Like what is a scalar multiple? It is simply 1. Okay, so this is correct one. But still, for my own sake of convenience and my own sake of safety, I will check the last option still. Okay, because I may have messed up some calculation or something like that. I have to check the last option. So check the last option. So in the last option, what do I see? So this is ax into lambda x, right? So it will be 3 by 2 into 1, that is 3 by 2. This will be 0. This will be this will be half. 3 by 2 plus half. Okay, then it is 0 minus 1 is 1. Okay, and it is 0 again. The last one is half 0 3 by 2. So this is also same. This will be 2. This will also be 2. This will be 2 1 2. Now is this a scalar multiple? Is this a scalar multiple? No, right? I can never get a like I cannot get a scalar that if I multiply here, I will get back to this. Never, not possible, right? So of course this is not eigenvector. So of course whatever I have solved is correct. That gives me a surety and a like factor of safety that whatever I have done is correct. So option C is correct. Now let's solve the next question. Next is also mathematics. Generally what happens is like few subjects come in sequence. Like that is a trend generally. Okay, but like now what is happening is the 1 marks and 2 marks questions are not like totally in sequence. Now they are random. Any question can be 1 mark, like numbering can be anything. Okay, they are totally random. 1 marks and 2 marks question. Let's solve this. This is like a complex variable question. It is telling me I have to find limit as that tends to I. This. So first of all, what I will check, if, always for checking the limit, right? You put z equals to I and check whether you're getting a undetermined format or not. If I put z equals to I, this will be 0. This will be minus I. This will be plus 2i, and so this will be 0. This will be minus I. This will be plus 2i, minus I 1. Okay, so this will be 0 0 over 0 I'm getting. So simply, like, what you can do, you can apply the L'Hopital's rule. So if I apply the L'Hopital's rule, this will be 2z divided by 3z square plus 2 minus I into 2z. Okay, so now if I put z equals to I, what do I get? So if I put z equals to I, this will be 2i divided by minus 3 plus 2 minus I into 2i. So I don't have space, that's why I'm doing this, but you write it properly, right? Do your rough work very neatly. So this will be 2i, this will be minus of 1, this will be minus 2i whole square, so it will be plus 2. So it will be simply plus 2i. So plus 2i I'm observing is in the option D, so option D will be correct. You can cross check, you can just revisit whatever you have done is correct or not. If you have more time, if you are fully confident with the calculation, don't need to recheck. Okay, you can save time. So let's solve this now. Although I have not studied signals, but few subjects I have, few concepts of signals I know. I will try to see whether this concept is within my range or not. Let z of t equals to x of t convolution y of t, where the star denotes convolution. Let c be any positive real valued constant. Choose the correct expression for z c of t. Now do I remember this? If I replace c of t, what will happen? I am just like, I have studied the property of convolution. So what is convolution? Convolution is basically this, right? X of t into x of t convolution y of t is simply integration of 0 to t y of t into x of t minus tau d tau, something like that, correct? Although I don't fully remember it right now, something like that, if what I remember. Okay, so they're telling me that this is my z of t. Okay, now if I replace here z of t to ct, this will also be replaced with ct, everything will be replaced with ct. So I don't currently I don't remember the property, so I will drop this question. Okay, I don't remember the property, I will drop this question. Now let's solve the next question. A solid iron cylinder is placed in a region uniform magnetic field such that the cylinder axis is parallel to the magnetic field direction. The magnetic field lines inside the cylinder will be what? Okay, so although I have studied the electrostat part very well, but I have forgotten a bit of magnetic field concepts. So what I remember is like the electric field lines inside any solid conductor is 0. But they are not discussing about the electric field lines. They are discussing about the magnetic field lines. So currently I don't remember about the magnetic field lines, so I will skip this question and I'll totally drop this question because I don't know the answer to this question. Let's solve the next one. Consider an electron, a neutron, a proton initially at rest, so all of them are rest, and placed along a straight line. So they are placed along a straight line. Okay, this is proton, this is electron, this is neutron. Such that the neutron is exactly the center. Okay, neutron is exactly the center to the line joining the electron and the proton. At t equal to 0, the particles are released but constrained to move along the same straight line. Which of this will collide first? So basically, right, if they are on the same straight line, what we know is that Neutron doesn't have any charge, but electron has negative charge, proton has positive charge. So obviously it has negative charge, it will be attracted to the positive charge, and proton has positive, so it will attract to the negative charge. Now which one will be colliding first? Because neutron will not move. Neutron will not move, okay, at all. So what we know is what is the magnitude of the charge? What is the force? Force. So force I know is simply K Q1 Q2 divided by R square, the distance between them, correct? So what is the charge? Charge is same, like whatever the proton has positive charge and it has negative, but the charge amount is same, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to 1 minus 19. That is the amount of charge, right? Charge is same, so the force is same, right? This k is a constant, this distance initially it is constant, like initially it is like same. Force is constant, but what is force equals to? Force is equals to mass into acceleration. So I know that mass of proton is higher, it is almost equivalent to neutron. Mass of proton is almost equivalent to neutron, and electron is very light. Mass of electron is very light, it is very light. So if like electron is lighter, so what will happen? Acceleration will be equals to force by mass. So force is constant for both proton and neutron, but mass is lower in electron. So if mass is lower in electron, then acceleration will be higher in electron. So this will travel more distance, okay, in same amount of time as it has more acceleration. So of course it will collide first with the neutron, then the proton will collide. Okay, like then the proton will collide. So option D will be correct. This, right? Simple physics, simple fundamentals, nothing else. Now let's solve the next question. The transfer function of a system is given by this. Let the output of the system V naught of t equals to Vm sin omega t plus phi. For the input, V of t is equals to this. Then the minimum and the maximum value of phi in radians are. Like output of the system is this. So it is like LTI system, right? So how much maximum phase can I get? Maximum and minimum phase can I get? So like the magnitude, if I see magnitude of each of the event, it is simply one. It is not changing the magnitude, but phase it will change. So if I write like this is my h of s, right? So what will be my h of j? I'm confident in control. Okay, so I'll solve this. I like this looking something familiar. So this will be VO of j omega divided by VI of j omega, which is 1 minus j omega divided by 1 plus j omega. Now if I want to calculate the angle of this, so due to the top one, what will be the angle? So here my y is negative, my x is positive. That means I'm lying on the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, the angle is simply negative, minus of tan inverse omega, and this in the denominator, this will be also minus of tan inverse omega. So this will be minus 2 tan inverse omega. Now from here, I can directly say the minimum and maximum values. So the minimum value is at omega equal to 0, that is 0. So minimum value is 0, and maximum value is, if I put omega equals to infinity, this will be tan inverse infinity is pi by 2. So pi by 2 times minus 2 is minus of pi. Okay, so I'm able to see that yes, so they're asking me the minimum, and so like just be careful here. Pi is not, sorry, not the maximum, because it is minus pi, right? Minus pi will be the minimum, and like this is anyways negative always, and omega will be positive, so anyways I will get something negative. So 0 at omega equal to 0, I'm getting the maximum value. My apologies. And at omega equals to infinity, this will be pi by 2, but this will be minus 2 is there, right? So it will be minus of pi. So minus of pi means this is d. So option D will be, this will be the correct answer for this question. Okay, so like this is how I will solve this question. Now let's move on to the next one. Again, I haven't solved every signals question, like I haven't studied signals properly, but still I will give it a try. Consider the system with the following input output relation. Okay, y of n is input and y of n is output. The system is invertible and is time variant, time invariant. Is it time invariant? It is never time invariant, because I have a function of time with x of multiplied by x of n, right? A signal can only be time invariant when this x of n is not, like this n is only here, like it is not multiplied with the coefficient of x of n. Okay, then only it will be time invariant. Okay, so it has to be time varying, that is for sure. It has to be time varying. So this option is automatically eliminated. This option is also automatically eliminated. Only these two options are left. Now the option B is saying it is invertible, and it is saying it is non-invertible. So how do I check if it is invertible or non-invertible? So for invertible functions, right, there has to be a one-to-one mapping. Like I've studied bit of basics of signals, I know there has to be one-to-one mapping from what I remember. So for every unique value of x of n, it should map to y of n. That is what I remember. Okay. So, but actually, right, it is not mapping properly, because if I put n equals to 1, y of n is y of 1 is simply 0. Again, if I put n equals to 3, again my y of 3 is 0. So it is not invertible, because like for different, like my x of n can be anything. X of n can be 1, x of n can be 2, anything, right? It can be anything. It doesn't matter. But for different x of n values, I'm getting same y of n. Okay. So there isn't any one-to-one mapping here. There is many-to-one mapping. So hence it is not invertible. So I know a bit of concept about this, so I will take mark the D, because I know I'm 100% sure that this should be D. So sometimes in the gate examination, you have to go with intuition as well, if you don't know all the concepts. But few concepts you can solve using that. Let's go solve this question. A 4-pole induction machine is working as an induction generator. The generator supply frequency is 60 Hz. Okay. The rotor current frequency is 5 Hz. The mechanical speed of rotor in RPM will be. So, like, trust me, I have totally forgotten all the concepts of machines. Okay, I haven't studied machines at all, but still I remember few things. That there was one term known as slip frequency, which was S into F. Okay, this is what I remember, and I somehow remember that the magnetic field used to rotate in the frequency F, or in the 2 pi F by 60. This is what I remember. Or like what I remember is it is 2 pi n by 60 is the frequency, so F will be something else. So if I am able to find out what speed uh, this will rotate, so from what I remember, rotor current is frequency is this. So this is the S into F is the rotor current frequency. Okay, so S into F is 60 equals to 5 Hz. So S equals to 1 by 12. Okay, and I have to find out the NS, synchronous speed. Synchronous speed, I remember it something like it is 120 Mbp. If I remember correctly, I may be wrong. Okay, I may be wrong totally, but this is what I remember. So I'll try to solve it using this way. So this will be 120 Mbp. This will be 120 into 50 divided by number of poles. Number of poles is 4. So it will be 1500 RPM. So this is coming like a standard number. Okay. So this is coming like a standard number 120 F by P. So F is 60, right? Sorry, F is 60. So this will be 15 times 120. So 15 times 120, I will use the gate calculator. 15 times 120. So this will be 1800. Okay, 1800. Sorry for the interruption. I was having again like throat issues. So what I was saying is, I remember that in case of induction motor, right, the rotor speed is lower than the synchronous speed. Okay, the speed at which the magnetic field rotates. But here we are using it as a generator. So of course, the rotor speed has to be higher than the synchronous speed. So automatically this option is eliminated. This option is also eliminated. Only these two options are the possible options. Okay. So they have given me the slip frequency. So basically the rotor frequency, right? The extra speed that I have to provide will be something like this. This is the slip frequency, right? SF is 5H. So I can find out the extra speed. NS this will be NR minus NS. The difference will be the slip frequency, that is 120 to SF, that is 5 divided by 125 divided by P, that is 4. So this is 30, 150. So the difference between the speeds will be 150. So this option is gone, this option will be correct. Now it is true that I have studied a bit of machines, but trust me, like it is like 2-3 years since I have studied machines, but still I remember few things. Okay, because if you have studied at least few concepts, right, you can relate few things. This much you know, right? Motor speed will be lower than the rotating field speed in induction motor, but generator speed has to be higher, because I have to generate that. I'm rotating the rotor, so of course I have to generate this time. So that's why the rotor speed will be higher than the synchronous speed. Okay, few concepts you can take help. So I will take mark this question. Okay, and now like you can solve this instantaneous power question. This also I know, this you can solve. This is very simple, right? It's simply this is a 3-phase question, 2-phase this is a 2-phase 3-wire system, and voltage and currents are given. You have to what you have to find? You have to find out the total instantaneous power flowing from the load source. What will be the total instantaneous power? It will be VAL IA plus VBL I IB. Okay, this will be the instantaneous power because neutral is grounded. So like this you can solve, right? This you can solve. This will be cos A cos B 220 cos A cos B, and that will be 220 into 10 cos A cos B. Sorry, cos A sin B. Cos A sin B cos A sin B. You can use the cos A sin B formula, and from there you can solve this question. Okay, now this, right? This I have totally forgotten this concept. I don't remember this power system, this bus, all those things. So I'll ignore this. I'll ignore this because this reading also is like I'm not feeling it. So I'll ignore this. Let's start with this. This is a control system question, and I know control system questions. So this again, they are telling me this is the characteristic equation for this to be stable. Which condition needs to be satisfied? Again, I will use the shortcut. Internal product has to be greater than the external product because this is the third order equation. So this will be k into k plus 2. Internal product has to be greater than the external product, that is 3. So k square. Also one more thing, k has to be greater than 0. Like none of the coefficients can be less than negative because it has to be a Hurwitz polynomial. So k has to be greater than 0. That is one more thing. So k is greater than 0. Fine. And this is another condition, k square minus this, right? So I can use the wavy curve method. This will be k square plus 2k has to be greater than 3. So either you can use the wavy curve method, okay, that I have taught, or you can put the values. If I put here k equals to 1, will it satisfy? If I put k equals to 1, it is telling me 3 is greater than 3. Is it true? No. So k equals to 1 will not be satisfied. So this is gone. This option is also gone. This option is also gone. Now they are telling me k greater than 1. K greater than 1 anyways will not be satisfied. Okay, k greater than 1 will satisfy. K greater than 1 will satisfy. But k less than 0.5, will it satisfy? It will not satisfy. So if I put 0.5 here, it will be 0.5 into 2.5. So it will be 1.25. So 1.25 is less than 3, not greater than 3. So this inequality is not satisfying. So this is how you can do the shortcuts. Okay, just put the values, take any of the options. Okay. So next question is this: the slope and level detector circuit in a CRO has a delay of 100 nanoseconds. The start-stop sweep generator has a response time of 50 nanoseconds. In order to display correctly, a delay of what has to be inserted? How much delay has to be inserted? Okay. So this type of questions I have like taught in my measurements course. So I already know the answer to this question. Slope and level detector circuit has a delay of 100, like this is, and start stop sweep generator has a delay of 50. So all these, right? All these I have taught in my CRO, and I know measurements. All these are delays of x-axis. Okay, in the x-axis. These are for time generation. Okay, for the generation of x-axis. So for the waveform to be synchronized, the y-axis also has to be provided with the same delay, else there will be desynchronization. The waveforms will not be in sync. So option A will be correct, but the waveforms are not in sync. Okay, that is what you have to understand. So I have to insert a delay of 150 nanoseconds for the waveforms to be sync. Now the next question is very simple. This is a Boolean expression. I haven't not studied digital electronics, but still I will try it because this is looking like a simple circuit. I have to just simplify this one. So this will be, if I simplify, I'm observing if I take, okay, this is a, what I remember, there is a property. What is the property? If I have three terms, AB or AC complement or BC, so what I do is, if I have three terms like this, so I take the complemented terms and I ignore the other term because this will be simplified. So this will only be AC bar plus BC. Okay, this is a property of Boolean algebra. So basic Boolean algebra I had studied, so I remember. Although, like, trust me, I have not studied digital electronics since like 2 3 years, but still I remember this property. So this also, like, this is very basic. This you learn in the first chapter itself. So I don't think this will be a problem for you guys. Okay, this you can solve on the fly. Now, now what are they asking? They are asking, I have this circuit. The DC component voltage is V1 and V2 respectively R. Okay, what is the DC component voltage? So here, if I observe, I have to do the AC analysis. So this is looking like bit lengthy. I can solve this, but I can mark this for you. Okay, I can mark this for you, and then I can move it to the next question. Now this is again a theoretical type question. The power semiconductor devices, IGBT, MOSFET, diode, thyristor, which one of the following statements is true? All the four are majority carrier devices. Are all four majority carrier devices? You have to check this, right? So if you remember, this is a theoretical concept. If you remember this very well, if you don't remember this, then you have to think of something else. No, all four are not majority carrier, because from what I remember, MOSFET is only majority carrier because diode has like diode is a minority carrier device. What I remember, all four are minority carrier device. No, or not all four. IGBT MOSFET are majority carrier, whereas diode is a minority carrier. Okay, MOSFET is a majority carrier device, whereas all other are minority carrier. Yes, this is correct because I know this. Like I've studied this, and if you have studied, you can answer this because only if you have studied power transfer for me, I also teach that only MOSFET is a majority carrier device. That's why it is very fast because like the majority carriers are there, right? That's why the switching is also very fast. All other devices are minority carrier devices. That's why there is like you have to the switching is very slow because there is a junction depletion with that you have to break it down. Then only the junction can be formed, right? So that is why they are minority carrier devices. So let's solve the next question. Now this is very difficult. They're asking for a series of second harmonic this side. I don't know this function, so I will ignore this. Okay. Now this one. This one is again pretty simple. Double integration you have to solve. I know this question, so I'll solve this. I'll solve this and I will be able to solve this because I already know how to solve this. I have solved multiple double integration type questions many times. So I will be able to solve this. How will I solve? I will take a strip. Okay. You can take a strip. This will be from y equals to 0 to y equals to y equals to uh, you have to find out the equation of this line, right? So if I want to write the equation of this line at x equals to 1, this is like if I want to find the slope of this, slope will be dy upon dx. So dy is 8, dx is 4. So this will be 2. Slope is 2. And if I just put here 2x plus c equals to y is 2, x is 1. So c will be 0. So this will be simply y equals to 2x. So it's that simple, right? Now I hope you can solve this. I will not solve it in front of you. Okay. So this again is a very simple question. I'll solve this. These are all network questions. This you can solve, right? So what you have to find? You have to find the power supplied by the 25-volt source. So what I can assume is I can assume the current I, the power supplied by the 25-volt source will be 25I. So this is 14 amps of current. Okay. And this all they have given me already this I. Okay. So this will be 1.4 I. This is very simple, right? So 1.4 I equals to 40. So I will be equal to simply 10. So now it becomes very simple, right? It will be simple 250 watt. Very simple and easy question to ask. Okay. This again is very simple question. I will not solve it. Simply you have to find out the equivalent resistance. Simply this is series. This will be parallel. Then again, this you have to take care of this, right? So once this gets over, now you have to be very careful here. So these. So this is what this is. 6 and 2. So this will be 3, I think, or not 3. It will be 6 into 2 divided by 8, something by 4. Now just what you have to take care, this is some resistor R right here. So these 2 points are same. Okay. And this point is also same. So these two will be in parallel. So first we will solve these two in parallel. Then once these are done, then these two will be in parallel, the resultant. Okay. So like that you can solve. So I'm not solving it, but you can solve. This is a very easy question. Now this one. Now I don't remember this concept because this is like a synchronous machine, load power factor. I don't remember this, so I'll skip this. Okay. Currently I don't remember. Maybe it is easy question, but I will skip this. I don't remember this concept. This also there are 10 bus, so this also I have not studied load flow analysis. This one power system, so I will skip this. This is again a phase margin question. I can solve this because the value of k that results in phase margin of system to be in 30 degrees. So I know what is phase margin. Phase margin is the phase 180 plus the phase at the gain constant frequency. So gain constant frequency will be something like this, right? It will be like first I will write my g of j omega. G of j omega will be simply k e of minus j omega divided by j omega. If I find the magnitude of g of j omega, this will be k divided by omega. Okay, k divided by omega. So this will be k divided by omega. So yeah. Now what will the gain constant frequency? Gain constant frequency will be omega equals to k. Correct. So we'll just put here k, the value of k. So I'll put here like now what will the phase? Phase will be k into minus j omega, that is minus, this is only phase only, so this will be minus k only. K will be gone anyways. This will be uh, okay, this will provide minus 90, correct? So this will be minus 90, and phase margin is 180 plus this equals to, they've given me as 30. So from here you will simply be able to find out the value of, but just be careful, the value of k that results in a phase margin of the system to be 30 degree. So just be careful that whatever they've given, right, whatever they are given in uh, they're given in degrees. Okay, they're given in degrees, so you have to also solve in degrees. Okay, or okay, have they given in degrees? No. Okay, if nothing is mentioned, right, whatever you have written this, right, whatever you write with exponential, this is not, sorry, I meant it otherwise. It should be in radians. It should be in radians. It should never be in degrees. Whatever you write here, k, right, it should be in radians. Everything should be in radians. So you have to convert everything in radians, and accordingly that way you have to answer. So just be careful, this mistake you can do in this question. Now this, right, these are the few measurements often. If the power factor is calculated using this measurement, the worst case error. Now what is the power factor? Power factor is wattmeter reading divided by, because I know what is wattmeter reading, it is vi cos phi. Okay, so power factor cos phi will be wattmeter reading divided by vi. So this will be equals to, now I know if the different variables are in multiplication or division, the errors simply get added. Okay, I hope you have studied from measurements from me. Errors will be simply added. So this will be 220, sorry, this will be 555 divided by 220 into 5 into they are asking me the worst case error. So error will be all the percentages will be added, right, from the nominal value. So this will be 1 plus 1 plus 2%. Okay, so this is 4%. This is 4%. So it is 555 divided by 220 into 5 into 4 divided by 100. So I can solve this, right? You can solve this. What they are saying? The worst case error in percent. They are asking in percent only. They are asking in percent only. So now the like question becomes very easy for you. So you don't have to even write this all this, right? If they're asking a percent from the nominal value, it will be 4%. You don't have to solve this. So I am making the mistake. Don't make this mistake. That read the question in what units they have asked. Okay, up to 1 decimal percent. This will be simply 4. This will be simply 4. You don't have to solve this. They are just asking percent. If you know the concept, very well. If you don't know, then you have to study this. Okay. So this is again a converter. They are asking me the RMS of the fundamental component. So a few things I have forgotten. So I will skip this inverter. Maybe I have forgotten the inverter. So I will for now. I can mark this for review. I know this bit of concept, but I can mark this for review, and I'll come back to this later. Again, this is the inverter question. So I'm not that confident in inverter. So I will mark this for review, and then I will come back later. Okay. So this is again very easy question. They are asking me differentiability. So function f of x is as defined. This is here. It is not differentiable at x equal to 1. So at x equal to 1, if I differentiate this function, right, the top one will be e raised to 1x, the bottom one will be 1 by x plus 2ax plus b. At x equals to 1, if I put x equals to 1, this will be 1 plus 2a plus b, and the top is simply e. So for it to be differentiable, right, these two values need to be equal. It is not differentiable for any values of a and b. Is it true? No, right? For some value of a and b, it can be equated. So if this is equated, 2a plus b has to equals to e minus 1. So for some value of a and b, they may be differentiable. They may be equal. F of x is differentiable for the unique values of a and b. No. Again, I have only one equation. So I have no boundation. What a and b I can choose? I can choose a to be 1. So I can have many values for b. I can choose b to be 1. I can have many values for a. So they don't have any unique values of a and b. Okay. So sorry. So differential for the unique values of a and b. There is no boundation because a and b is here. Okay. Okay, sorry, one mistake I made. One thing also, for the function to be differentiable, it has to be, of course, continuous. So if I put x equals to 1 here in this equation, it will be e, this is element of 1, this is 0, plus a plus b. So a plus b has to be equals to e. So I got two equations. I got two equations now. So I have two unknowns and two equations. So now I will get a unique value. Sorry, my mistake. So that's how I also sometimes read back and go back the question that, okay, remember, okay, for the function to be differentiable, it has to be continuous as well, right? So for it to be continuous, I am getting another equation. So I'm getting two different equations, two unique equations for two variables. So of course, here option B will be correct. Let me read the other options as well. F of x is differentiable for all values a and b such that a plus b equals to e. Yes, a plus b has to be equals to e, but also this has to be satisfied, right? 2a plus b has to be equals to e minus 1. So this also has to satisfy. So not for all values of a and b. So as I have got two equations, it will be a unique value. F of x is differentiable for all values of a and b. No. Again, this is again a very simple question. Consider the differential equation. There exists a unique solution. Then how do you solve this? This will be a bit lengthy because this I have solved previously as well. I am confident in differential equation. You can solve this. Okay. Then there exists a unique solution for differential equation when t belongs to the interval of what? So how do you solve this? I have to divide by t square by t1 on both sides, right? So if I divide by t square by t1, this should be dy by dt plus 5t by y divided by t square minus t1. Now this cannot be 0. I cannot divide by 0 on both sides, right? So of course t cannot be equal to 9. Okay, t cannot be equal to 9. So you have to be careful. T t can be negative, but the t cannot belong to 9. Okay, so of course only one option here is like validating that thing. You can solve this whole question. You can solve this. Okay, this I think in my full course also I've solved this, but I can observe that at t equals to 9, this is breaking. This should not be 0 because I cannot divide by 0. So, of course, all these are inclusive of 9, right? But 9 cannot be inclusive, else I will not get a valid solution. So, only this option E is not inclusive of 9. So, I'll tick mark this and move on. I'll save so much time. But this is a risk. This is a risk. If you are confident, you can take it. Or if you're not confident, you solve the whole question. Okay. There's a method I taught in my full course. I'll not explain it here. So again, this is again a very simple question on the contour. This I have taught in my full course as well. This I will solve. This is a very simple question. Okay, straightforward question. Okay, two-port network is there. This is again lengthy question. So I may solve it in the next round because this is lengthy. I may solve it in the next round. I will not solve it here. Okay. So again, this is a causal LTI system. What the impulse response? So basic thing I know what is impulse response. Impulse response is simply h of t, right? Or it is Laplace inverse of h of s. So if I'm able to find the Laplace transform of this, the transfer function, then if I take the Laplace inverse, I will be able to find out the impulse response. So I can simply solve this. This you can do. This I also can do. This is easy question. This I'll solve. Although I completely don't know signals, but this basic concept I know. So I'll solve this. This let the signal be passed through a frequency. This is looking a bit like big question, something like that. So I may mark this for you. May come back to this. Sometimes what happens, gate gives you a big question, but the concept is very simple. So I'll mark this for you, and I will solve it later on. This again is SFG. This you can very easily solve. You have to find out y of s over u1 of s. So for finding out y of s over u1 of s, you make the other source to be 0. So now you can simply solve this Mason's gain formula. This yeah, sorry for the interruption, like a bit of throat problem again. So as I was saying, this I again know, right? The transfer function is simply c into si minus a inverse into b. So I know this formula, so I'll use this. Okay, I can solve this question. So this all these questions I can solve. This is a 2 wattmeter method question. Okay, so the readings they have given me looking like a bit of circuit diagram trickiness is there. So I'll mark this for you and solve this later on. What is the approximate transfer function of this ideal open potential amplifier? Okay, so transfer function that Remy. So this right, you can solve this. So this is like a negative feedback. But will there be always negative feedback? If this diode is on, then only there will be negative feedback. If this diode is not on, then there is no negative feedback. It is like an open loop system. Okay. So let me analyze for V negative. If my V is negative, so let me first assume the diode is off. The open circuit diode is off. If V is negative, and of course diode is off. This is open circuit. This is an ideal op amp. So current through here is 0. Current through here is 0. So here also current will be 0. This will be 0. Okay. So V in is negative and this is 0. So we get something negative. This is 0. This is negative. So of course that will be off. Of course that will be off, right? So there will not be any feedback. So when the V in is negative, the output will be simply 0. There will not be any change. So output will be simply 0. Okay. Only in this case the output is 0. When V in is negative, only in this case the output is 0. Okay. So of course, like I can tick mark this, but still I want to confirm for the right hand side as well. So when my V in is positive, what will happen? So again, same case, this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0. So if V in is positive, this will be plus VSS. So this is 0 volts and this is positive. So diode will turn on. Once the diode turns on, negative feedback is there, right? So of course this V in will come here. Okay, due to the negative feedback. Due to the virtual count concept. Now this V in is directly shorted to the VO. So VO will be V in, so it will be straight line. So yes, I have validated that this option is absolutely correct. So this is again like a count of map expression. This you can solve. This I've studied basic digital to solve this type of question. So this I can solve, right? Logical gate implementation. Now this, right? What you can do, either you can solve this. Okay, you put V1 equals to V1 high, then V2 high, all this for cases, and just see which logical gate is satisfying this. This also very simple. This you can again solve, right? This you can solve. Very simple question. Now input voltage of the Buck-Boost converter is this. Assume that all the components are ideal. Inductor current is continuous and output voltage is ripple free. Duty. Which of the magnitude of the steady state output voltage remains constant? So this is looking like a big question. So I can mark this for you. I'll solve this in the second round. Okay. Capacitor looks power factor correction. Okay. This again, I have not studied this concept. I may mark this for you because I don't totally remember this concept, this power factor correction, because this is in power systems. Bus admittance matrix I'll ignore because I have not studied. This again easy, right? Simple transient question you can solve. Okay. Only one real root of f of x lies in the interval x equals to 1 to 2. Bisectional method is used. So if you remember the bisectional method very well, if you don't, then I have to skip this sadly because this is a numerical method concept which I have not studied, so I will ignore this. Yeah, sorry guys, like I have to end the session now because my throat is really hurting, so I cannot speak more. So like I hope you get the idea how to solve these type of questions and like, how to go about the question paper. I hope you got a basic idea. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button. My throat is really hurting. Sorry for the voice and the like sneezing sometimes. So yeah, all the best for the exams, and I hope all of you crack the exam with flying colors. Thank you and happy learning.